Alright, we're going to switch it up here a little bit for you guys. I want you guys to come out of here feeling happy and like you guys laughed a lot, but I want you to learn something too. So I'm going to invite a scientist here on stage and interview her so you guys can learn a little bit about her. And just to let you know, this might be inspired by Jon Stewart. We'll see how it works out if you guys laugh or not. If not, you guys just learned something. Oh, sorry. Okay. So our next performer is Liz MacDonald, and she is from the government and here to help. Side note, Ronald Reagan once said those are the 9 most terrifying words in the English language. So yeah. She actually works for NASA Goddard and is a recent transplant from New Mexico. Do we have any New Mexico people here? All 4 of you guys. Alright. Well, she's from New Mexico and she's still getting used to the abundance of people, rain, trees, and politics around these parts. In her free time, she enjoys pale ale, downhill skiing, and mushroom hunting. Oh my God, that's so I think we have a fan of mushroom hunting.
I'm back!
Nowadays, she gets her kicks out of riding the metro and looking at overpriced real estate. Apparently you are not a fan of those because you did not gasp. Alright, guys, please welcome Liz MacDonald. Alright, we are good to go. So, Liz, first of all, what exactly do you do?
So I study space weather, the science of space weather, and I build satellite instruments to measure particles that cause space weather.
So you say space weather, so you're talking about like there's actually like hailstorms and like rain and hurricanes in space?
Yeah, so the Earth lives in the atmosphere of the sun, and things that the sun does can come towards Earth and have effects on our satellites, costly effects, and also on our ground electrical systems.
Okay, so I heard these things called coronal mass ejections, which I think might be related to space weather, but here's what I think of when I hear coronal mass ejection. It's like, last night I had all this Taco Bell, and this morning I just had this huge coronal mass ejection. Is that correct?
No. So the sun lets out huge amounts of energy that can sometimes come towards Earth in the form of coronal mass ejections.
So it's like the sun had a lot of Taco Bell last night and then let out a huge mass ejection.
Yeah, just like that.
Perfect. So what are some things that happens from the space weather on Earth? How does it impact us?
So space weather can actually, in 1989, it caused a big power blackout in the Northeast and fried a bunch of transformers in our power grid. So it can have some really costly, dangerous effects sometimes.
Can it do anything good for us?
Yeah, actually, space weather causes the northern lights, which are one of the most beautiful things you can see.
Are the northern lights, are those the things called auroras?
Yeah.
Okay, so question. Is a person who studies an aurora called an aurora?
No.
Did the person who named Aurora, did they have like a lot of food in their mouth and they were naming it? And they're like, I think we'll got Aurora.
Maybe.
Alright.
I think it was Galileo, maybe.
He was a messy eater. He was kind of have you seen an aurora before?
Yeah, I've seen them in Alaska during my PhD research.
Okay, so Alaska, there aren't a lot of people in Alaska.
No, not that many. Nowhere near as many as in DC.
There are even fewer women in Alaska.
That's true.
So would you ever get someone like coming to you and giving you an aurora-related pickup line? It'd be like, hey, you be an electron and I'll be a particle ejected from the sun, and let me excite you and we'll create an aurora. Like, my bed is the Earth's magnetic sphere. Nothing like that?
The odds are good, but the goods are odd up there.
That's all that I can say. I hope no one here is from Alaska. So what's the probability that we are going to see an aurora here in Washington, D.C.?
Well, pretty slim. It's a pretty rare thing.
Unlikely.
Pretty unlikely.
So, like, the probability that Sarah Palin's going to be president is more or less likely than seeing an aurora here in Washington, D.C.?
Probably less likely.
Alright. I can live with that.
But it's a good time right now because the sun is really active this year.
Okay, yeah, so how do we know when we're going to see this aurora? I hear that you have like an app for that.
Why, yes, I do actually. I have it right here. We have an app called Aurorasaurus, and you can download it for free, and you can see where the aurora is occurring right now, and if other people are seeing it, and if the weather's clear, everything you need to know. And also, now that it's on a mobile phone, unlike the last solar maximum, you can actually let other people know in a really timely manner. So this will help your chances for seeing the aurora.
Help my chances.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if I'm in Alaska, it will also be like a notification of whether I'm alive or not, or like got eaten by a moose.
Yes. You can use it probably for those purposes too.
Perfect. And if you were not a scientist, what would you be?
Professional mushroom hunter, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a fan up here. You got a fan up here. Well, thank you very much, Liz MacDonald from NASA Goddard, for your time.